A warm welcome to Anuradha Vedic Astrology. Today we are going to talk about divisional charts. Today we are going to talk about Parivartan Yoga. But before we start, a big thanks to all of you for liking, sharing and subscribing to our YouTube and Spotify channels and writing in your comments and suggestions there. If you haven't subscribed to our channels, please do, and do remember to press the bell icon so that you can get the updates ASAP. When we talk about Parivartan Yoga, we are into a number of fallacies, or we do have a number of questions, doubts that arise, and how do we evaluate the Parivartan Yoga? There is a blanket rule that is given in Uttar Kalamrit, and it's very steady and very applicable that I am going to talk to you about. The second thing that I am going to talk to you about in this episode is divisional charts. Now, most of us have the feeling that there is not enough material on divisional charts and what can be applicable on divisional charts and what can't be. In my study of the divisional charts in as many years, I have found that in the divisional charts, anything that you apply to the D1 chart is applicable to a divisional chart with respect to the chart. In the sense, it's respect to the spouse and the family and the relationship with the spouse if it's the D9 chart that we are talking about. If you are talking about the D10 chart, then it is with respect to one's work, one's karma, one's children in the D7, so on and so forth. So when we are talking about Parivartan Yogas, do they apply in the divisional charts and how? That is what we are going to see with one of the examples. Let's talk about Parivartan Yoga first. So when we talk about Parivartan Yoga, the first thing that we need to understand is that Parivartan Yoga means an exchange. And how so? What is when two house lords exchange their houses? In astrology, it is known as Parivartan Yoga. Which is a good Parivartan Yoga, which is a not so good Parivartan Yoga? Let's check that out. When the lord of the trines and the kendras in 2 and 11, that is 1, 2, 4, 5, 7, 9, 10, 11. They exchange houses with each other. It is said to be a good Parivartan Yoga. It is said to be Mahayoga, as it has been mentioned in the text, and it means it will give you good results. Now, when the yoga is such that it is an exchange with these house lords of 1, 2, 4, 5, 7, 9, 10, 11. In that case, with the lord of the third house lord is also called Khala. So this is called the Khala Yoga. And in Sanskrit, if you look to the name, what the name Khala means, it means something which can create fights, which can create irritations, which is not something very good to talk about. So this yoga, where a good house planet is exchanged with the third house, is not supposed to be interchangeable yoga, is not that happening. Finally, we have the Dainya yogas, where again 1, 2, 4, 5, 7, 9, 10, 11 lord houses exchange house with the 6, 8 and the 12. This is known as the Dainya Yoga. Dainya means somebody who's fallen, somebody who's in need, somebody who's not in a good position. So as the name suggests, this itself is not a good yoga. All you need to remember is just this blanket rule and start applying. When we have applied it to a number of places, number of houses, I found it working well. And to your astonishment, you will see it working in the divisional charts also. I will just take an example here, show it to you, and you put it across in your cases that you have, and you will see how beautifully the results that it will extend to you. Now I had this case study. When I looked into the D1 chart, I found that Saturn, that Venus is in its own house with Saturn. It's a very good position because Venus is Swagrahi. and it's with an exalted lord, so it's a good position. And Mars, which is the third lord and the eighth lord for this lagna of Virgo, is placed in the lagna. So this person is an active person. But per se, is there any exchange of houses, especially between Venus and Mars? There is no. So you would say that there is no interchange, or there is no Parivartan Yoga. If you look deeper into the D9 that is given in the chart, then you will see in the D9 the lagna becomes the Taurus lagna, and Mars, the 7th lord, is on the lagna, and the lagnesh, that is Venus, is in the 7th house. It is an exchange of houses between the 1 and the 7, which comes under the Mahayog. And so, my question to the person concerned who brought forth this kundli, because we do not take any unknown kundlis in our classes, in our examples, without having the permission of the person first. So I asked that, is there a very strong bond between the husband and the wife, between the couple, in such a manner that they are highly attracted to each other, they are in love with each other, listen to what each other has to say, and do not wash their dirty linen in public. And the lady replied laughingly that yes, that's the case between the two of them. Why? Because we may say that Venus is also the 6th lord, Mars is also the 12th lord here. But one thing you need to understand, that Venus has moved into the 7th house and Mars has moved into the lagna. So in effect, it is the exchange of houses between the 1st and the 7th only, effectively. So we say that yes, the relationship is going to be very good and the person will prosper a lot in their married life. Now let's look at the D10 also. If you look at the D10, you will see that Venus and Mars, again lord of the 2nd and 3rd, because it's again the Virgo lagna that you get in the D10. What do we see here? We see that Venus is placed in the 3rd house and Mars in the 2nd. Which yoga is working here now? We know that it's the Khala yoga, because it's an exchange with the 3rd lord. 3rd lord and 2nd lord have exchanged. And it's the 2nd house talks about talking about cribbing, or about showing your anger or frustration in the case of your work, because we are talking about the D10 divisional chart. So I asked her, the lady concerned, I said, does the person whose chart it belongs to have a cribbing attitude towards work? Does she complain about work? Is she not happy at her workplace? So she did say that yes, she always keeps saying lots of work, they don't understand this, that, and so we can say that the Khala Yoga is again very operative. You can go down deep and you can, even take up the Nakshatras. If you take up the Nakshatras, say, of Mars, of say Venus, in the D9, you will see that Venus is in Anuradha Nakshatra, which says friendship. So the person is very strong friends. Person may have wanted to have a strong friendship and wants to give enjoyment, wants to enjoy with the spouse, because Mars, the 7th lord, is placed in Mritsira in the D9. And you can then qualify a lot, but first see how the yogas happen and then move into the nakshatras to give an acute and very strong prediction. Do write to us, do let us know how you found it working in charts around you. And till we meet with you again, stay safe. Thank you. Please hit the bell icon for fresh updates. Don't forget to like, share and comment on the videos, and please subscribe to our channel.